Jaguar Nation, welcome to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums, where we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. It's brought to you by Louisiana Lottery and Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums, where each week we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. Of course, we come on about 7 times a week, so you have no excuse to miss us on TV. But for those who can't catch it on TV because of this or that, you can catch us on our YouTube channel or our Facebook page. Coach, jumping right into it, great win for the Jaguars in Houston against Texas Southern. We go into BBVA and come out with a 51-23 win. What I loved about it was every time they scored, we came right back and scored and just really kind of kept the game that much out of pace for them. Game that I thought total domination in all areas, offense, defense, and special teams.
Well, exactly. I thought we played much better, and that was the goal. That was the challenge, and our guys accepted it. They had a bad taste in their mouth for about 2 weeks and really got out there pretty good in the bye week, but they answered the bell, and I was excited about just guys stepping up and making plays and playing with great composure. And like you said, I really thought offensively, defensively, and special teams, we played much better.
Coach, Shaikh Thomas takes a 98-yarder to the house. We'd had some issues with special teams. That brought back to me shades of fast Willie Quinn. I was like, man, if we can get one of those every other week, we'd be in good stead.
Well, anytime you can get points in special teams, it give you a chance to either get back in games, distance yourself in games, or just make games more exciting. And I thought we've been pretty good, but we was much better this week. The previous time out, we blocked a kick and scored. And I looked at it the other day. We've scored on special teams in some shape, form, or fashion every year, and that's a testament to our special teams coordinators. And we've had different ones, but at the end of the day, it was great to see Shaikh. He was our returner in 19. He didn't get upset when we put somebody else out there. I told him, we're coming back to you. And I was just proud of the young man for accepting the call and really doing a great job on that return.
Coach, solid performance by Ladarius Skelton. The quarterback went 11 of 18, 174, and 2 touchdowns. But the biggest thing I saw in him, Coach, was confidence. Seemed like his accuracy was on and seemed like he was a confident quarterback.
Well, exactly. I thought he played with much better composure, and that's what it's going to take. He's always had confidence. He doesn't lack any confidence. It's just managing the game, taking what the defense allows you to have. And I thought he did a great job of that, and hopefully we can continue to build on the consistency that it's going to take to be successful at quarterback.
Let's jump into those highlights from the Texas Southern game in Houston, Texas. Here you see a couple of great defensive plays by Anderson, fumble forced by Nash. Coach, you had to love the way this game started. A turnover, giving you the opportunity to get the ball. Williams is going to take it for 7. Skelton's going to run for 5. Skelton's going to pass to Valiant for 8. He's going to rush for 10 himself for a first down. And then he's going to hit Howard on a sweet 38-yard touchdown to get the Jaguars on the board, and Barajas made the good attempt afterwards.
Great opening drive. I thought that's what we've been lacking the first 2 games. We've moved the ball very well, but we come up short. And this game right here, we was able to get points on the opening drive, which is a great testament to our offensive staff and our offensive players.
Great special teams coverage right here, Coach. Didn't give the kid a chance to make any moves. Great defensive pressure right here by Cater. And then a good sack by Jordan Lewis gives the Jaguars 2 more points on a safety. At this juncture, we're up 9-0. Skelton gets the ball, runs for 7. Then Ben's going to get it, do his thing for 6. Then Skelton gets sacked. Coach, this is an area that you love to see Ladarius get rid of the ball and live for another play.
Well, exactly, or at least take the sack and don't make a bad play worse. And I thought that was a good decision by him not to try to throw the ball under that much pressure.
Here you see the Jaguars playing good defense, pressuring their quarterback, really, really hitting their players. The Tigers from Texas Southern get on the board, 7-9 at this juncture. Good return right here, Coach, by Shaki.
Yeah, he did a great job all night for us, fielding the ball and just taking what they give us. And we work a great deal on our return team, so hopefully we can continue that success.
Ladarius hits McLean for 31. And then Lampley comes in because Skelton got hurt and hit Sims for 22 and a touchdown. Right now the Jags are clicking, Coach.
Well, I tell you, that's a big-time play right there with Lampley coming in off the bench for one play, warmed up and threw a strike right there for a touchdown.
Barajas makes the extra point, 16-7 at this juncture. They punt, we get the ball back. Barajas punts, and they fumble. There again, special teams were on it on this day. Give us the ball back. There you see a great pass from Skelton to Williams, but unfortunately he gets intercepted right here by the Tigers. One of his few mistakes on the day, Coach.
Well, Zach had the miscommunication right there with the route runner and the quarterback. We got to be on the same page.
Great sack right here, Coach, by Jordan Lewis. He was a man on a mission that day.
He's been playing well for us. He missed some time all week, but he got a little healthy for the game, so we played him. Hopefully going into the next game, he'll be back to 100%.
You see Sims run for 5. Skelton's going to run for 6. Then Skelton's going to hit Hinton for 13. Unfortunately, we punt. They get the ball back. They actually score a touchdown on a 54-yarder. And then Shaki does his magic. Coach, when he cut to the middle, I knew he was gone. And I said, Shaki Thomas, 98 yards to the house.
Very good for him. I thought that was really the difference in the ball game. They had the momentum. And we talk about the middle 8 with our football team, and we did a great job of answering the bell to take advantage of the middle 8. And second half, the offense came out and put another one in the box, and that really was the separation in the game.
Well, Coach, I need to look it up to see if that's a record, 98-yard touchdown return. But I know Fast Willie Quinn had a bunch of them, so I'm sure his name is somewhere in the record book. When we come back, we'll look at the second half of the Texas Southern game on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Stay with us.
A family-run dealership for over 30 years.
A philosophy, but a customer comes first.
Giving back to the community in times of need.
That's why I love working at Jerry Lane Chevrolet.
With total transparency, we're here to earn your business.
We only make decisions on what's best for you. We are family, we are tradition, we are Baton Rouge. You can count on Jerry Lane.
Add some oomph to your next boil. Pick up crawfish from the lottery. Win up to $3,000. Make it rain. Cash. Grab your big money ticket from the lottery. Win up to $100,000. Get yours today.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Coach, you're up 23-14 at the half. What do you tell your team in a locker room to guard against a letdown?
Well, really just got to just focus in on the game plan. Just do what we asked you to do, and let's go get it done. And I thought those guys really went out in the second half and executed, and that's what it's all about. We talk about turnovers, we talk about penalties, and we just talk about playing with great effort and great execution. And I thought our guys came out in the second half and really demonstrated that.
Coach, off camera, we talked about a great day from your running back. It was running back by committee, 256 yards on the ground, 5 or 6 guys really delivered. Coach, you had to be super proud of your running backs and the performance they had against Texas Southern.
Well, I think we had 5 guys to touch the ball, and they all ran the ball extremely well, protected the ball, and that's been a big thing that we've been emphasizing. I thought they did that really well. I think when you have 5 guys to run the ball and over 8 different guys catch the ball, I would say that's great ball distribution from our offense.
Coach, we also talked off camera about your punt return team fielding the ball, the difference in a game. This game, we fielded the ball and we weren't pinned below our 5, so it gave us good position to start the offensive series.
Well, exactly, just getting back there and making good decisions, and it's tough with the rugby style punts. They allow the gunners to get down there real quick. They're able to hold the ball. You don't have to necessarily punt the ball. You can kick the ball, which with low trajectory, and it hits the ground and it roll. And we possess the ball. So long as we do that and give it back to our offense, we understand that we may lose some field position, but what an outstanding job of fielding the ball and giving us a chance, giving our offense a chance, not having to start on their 1-yard line.
Let's jump into those second half highlights, Coach, and show the folks exactly what happened at BBVA Stadium in Houston. We get the ball, and Ladarius Skelton takes one for 28 yards to start the series. Then he's going to run one for 9. Then Sims is going to get in the action and run one for 14 and get some points on the board for the Jaguars. Barajas makes the kick. Southern comes out 30-14 at this junction. Coach, that has to be the way you want every second half to start.
Anytime you get the ball in the second half, you don't try to take that drive and put points on the board. But none of that happens without the offensive line, and I thought they played extremely well.
You saw the quarterback getting sacked right there by Gayton and Johnson, and then a loss. They eventually punt. Sims takes the ball for 11 for us. Then Skelton's complete to Nelson for 17. Then Nelson rushes one for 16. Nelson again for 9. Then Benjamin gets in on the act for 10. Coach, running back by committee was definitely the day, but then Skelton puts one in the air, and he hits Howard for his second touchdown of the day for 18 yards.
That tight end is going to be special, and I think that combination is going to continue to get better. Howard is a true freshman, and he has a bright, bright future at Southern University.
37-14 at this juncture. We're back on defense. You see a great play by Johnson, no gain from the Tigers. Then you see a loss of 1 as Jalen Ivey and Tate hit the runner. Then you look up and they actually get on the board with a rush from 5 yards. At this juncture, it's 37-20. Hinton gets in on a return action, a nice 34-yard return right here, Coach.
That sets the offense up in great field position, and then when you can start drives out with good field position, we want to see you turn those into points.
Skelton hits Williams for 29. Then he's going to run it himself for 7. And then he lets Sims take it in from 5 yards out for the touchdown. Right here, Coach, the Jaguars are establishing their dominance and showing Texas Southern that we came to win this ball game.
Well, I thought we came with the right mindset, and those guys understand how we expect to play, and I was just glad to see them play that way.
Great interception right there by Jacoby Jones with a great return for the young man. Jaguar set up, and Muhammad gets in on the act. He's going to run for 10, run for 8, run for 4. But just like last time, this time Lampley is going to hit Hinton for 6 yards and actually put the points on the board. Coach, it was good to see so many running backs actually touch the ball.
Well, exactly. I thought that was off a tip pass right there.
It was.
Hinton wasn't the intended receiver, but I guess when things going your way, you get those breaks.
There you see the final score. Actually, it was 51-23. The Jaguars take down the Tigers in Houston. When we come back, we'll talk about our players of the week and other things on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Take a point right there and let you know if you want to sponsor the show, give us a call, and we'll help you get in on the action. Coach, every week in this segment, we have the Alpha Media Players of the Week. Who were those players on offense, defense, and special teams this week?
Well, offensively, we had a group of guys that played really well, and it starts with our offensive line. Those guys were outstanding, but Jonathan Bishop will be the guy for the offensive line. That will be our offensive player of the week. Defensively, I thought Jacoby Jones did an outstanding job in the secondary for us, probably played his best game to date, and hopefully he can continue to play with that consistency. Special teams, Shaquille Thomas, a big return for us, but that kickoff return team did an outstanding job of blocking, and then the rest was on him, and it was glad to see him get to the end zone. Those are Alpha Media Players of the Week.
Thank you, Coach. Coach, of course, this year, due to COVID protocols, we do not get a chance to interview players after the game, and so we actually do a Zoom interview with the players. And on Sunday, we had a chance to have Joe Dupree catch up with Jared Sims and Jacoby Jones, one of the players of the week, and Joe filed this report.
Well, Todd and Coach, I'm here with Jared Sims, and Jared, you had a big night against Texas Southern. 41 yards, 2 big touchdowns, 1 catching, 1 rushing. Hey, what was the offense as it started clicking with TSU, especially with the running game? Let's talk about that. How did it feel with the running game hitting on all cylinders against Texas Southern?
It felt good, man. Put a plan together. We executed. We rotated well. We just got the job done. We all did our 111.
Y'all definitely played a great game. Listen, tell me about this. You as a running back, Mr. Sims, when you're getting ready to do those big runs, and you had some big runs, what's that feeling and what's that look before? What are you looking for before that big run appears when your line is blocking for you?
We kind of see it pre-snap. Like, we know where we're going to really be going or where it hits, but it's never the perfect picture. It never ends up being the perfect picture, so we just have to react off of what we practice at practice. Okay.
Well, man, your reaction against Texas Southern was great. Great blocking, and you exploded for some great runs. Speaking about that, there's 5 players, including our quarterback, Skelton, who are runners. So with that being said, does it make it that much more important when you're in the game get ready for the running plays?
What you mean?
Well, what I'm basically saying is we got runners. You don't know if you're going to hit them, if Skelton's going to hit them, if another one of our runners are going to hit them. So each play, is it that much more in your mind? Look, we have a lot of weapons to attack. So how are we going to attack this? And what play do I have to play in this scheme of how we attack with this running game?
Oh, yes. So we have a bunch of weapons on offense. So it really makes it a lot easier because it keeps the defense honest. And by me just doing my job, it definitely can open it up for someone else and vice versa.
Well, thank you for Mr. Sims for a great game. Well, Todd, we're here with the defensive player of the game, which is Jacoby Jones. And Jacoby, listen, you led the team with tackles and one great big interception. Great night. What was the defensive keys for the game as we played Texas Southern?
The defensive keys were just doing what we did the last 2 weeks in practice and practicing good habits, because that's where it starts. Finishing tackles and just making plays on the ball and just sticking to our guys in coverage.
As I said before, you led the team in tackles for the night, but also you had a big interception. Let's go back to that big interception. Kind of give me, from your perspective, what did you see as that interception came to you?
It's really from film study. I noticed like our corner was pressed. So I noticed on film when they played PV earlier this year, a couple weeks back, that when the corners were pressed, they like throwing a deep ball. And I just seen a quarterback just looking over there pre-snap. And so I just watched him, and he took me there. The ball took me there. I was in the post, and the ball just took me to it.
Bro, you were in great position, and I see with that film watching, that was great preparation. Our next big game is Jackson State, as they call it, the Jackson State, with Coach Prime. Tell me how you're feeling as we get ready to approach that. We get a week off. In 2 weeks, we see Jackson State. Talk to me, man. How you feel about that matchup as we move forward toward JSU?
It's a big game because it's the next one, but we just got to win a day, like win tomorrow, in the weeks leading up, these 2 weeks leading up to it. But it's just another game. It's a big game because of the next game, honestly.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Look, man, appreciate all your efforts and the defense efforts against Texas Southern as we move on. Back to you, Coach and Todd, back in the studio.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Jared. And thanks, Jacoby. Coach, I see that these young men are listening to you. I was teasing you while Joe was interviewing Jacoby Jones. It's always about the next game. Don't look too far ahead. Focus on the next game. Coach, I thought that this game was probably your most complete game of this spring season on offense, defense, and special teams. But I know you after working with you for a couple of years, and you always see something that you need to work on. What were those things that you saw out of this game that the Jaguars need to work on to get better?
Well, we left some plays out there. I really thought defensively we had a couple miscommunications on some coverages, player to player, just some things we got to work on, some things that we haven't seen. Now that we put it on film, we got to correct those mistakes and keep getting better. And I think that's what the challenge is every week. Offensively, it's just continue to be consistent. If our guys do that, we know we got talent on the offensive side of the ball, just putting it together. Still waiting on our receivers now to have a breakout game. So we're building it. You know, seeing our running backs, you know, seeing our tight ends. Now our receivers, it's time for them to step up and make some plays for the offense. And as we continue to get better, it's our first time in this foxhole together. 5 new coaches on offense, 5 new coaches hired all together. 4 on offense, 1 in special teams. And you can just see we're getting accustomed to being around each other and working together. And that's what I'm looking for, is just the consistency in our program.
There you have it from the coach. When we come back, we're going to look ahead to another open week in this historic spring SWAC football season on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums.
Add some oomph to your next boil. Pick up crawfish from the lottery. Win up to $3,000. Make it rain. Cash. Grab your big money ticket from the lottery. Win up to $100,000. Get yours today.
We have very special employees here, people that have been here for forever. Just have really good hearts and love to serve those around them.
We all are family here. The customer should feel very comfortable. We try to make it as easy as possible.
We have customers come in really, really happy and satisfied with the service that we provide for them. That is one of Mr. Lane's biggest deals, is that we are treating customers the right way.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. Coach, we now turn our attention to a second open week in this historic spring football season. This actually was the week we were supposed to be playing the defending SWAC champs, the Alcorn State Braves. Of course, they chose not to play this spring, which gave the teams that were supposed to play them a forfeit win. But Coach Dawson Odums, would you have preferred to play Alcorn versus them sitting out the season?
Well, of course, I think it's a natural rivalry. We haven't fared well against them in the past, and Coach McNair does an outstanding job. And it's just one of those games where I think our fan base, their fan base, look forward to playing, and we'll get that chance in the fall. But take my hat off to him. He's done a great job up there, and as they get ready for their all-season program, spring ball, and return back to play in the fall, I think we're all looking forward to playing them in the fall.
I look forward to playing them in the fall too, Coach. We owe them a little something, but I also like that rivalry because when we have to go to them, it is our shortest SWAC sister school, about a 2-hour ride up the road through pretty Mississippi hills and country. Coach, on the offensive side of the ball, what are some of the things, the critical things that we need to work on that are going to make us better?
Well, we just got to continue our ball security. Just continue working on ball security and just making good decisions, being a great manager of the game at the quarterback position. And as guys get comfortable, continue to step up and make plays. And it's a lot of playmakers over there. We spread the ball around a lot and continue to keep that running game going. And I think that's where our offense starts, is our ability to be able to run the football.
On the defensive side, Coach, what are some of those things that are going to make us better in this stretch run?
Well, constant communication, just being greater with our communication, creating more turnovers, opportunities for our offense, and third down, getting off the field on third down. If we can continue to improve in those areas, then we'll have a chance to be really good going down the stretch.
Coach, injury front. Injuries are a part of any football team. What's happening on the injury front first? What's happening with Bubba McDaniel? Any news on when he'll be back?
Well, he's been released. He had a chance to be the emergency guy. We held him out again, but this bye week, look to see him take another step forward to returning to taking snaps and mentally getting prepared to play. One thing about him, he's a competitor, but we came out of this game much better than we have in the past. Not a lot of guys that will be out. We had guys that get treatment, but we're right where we want to be. We want to be healthy going into the stretch run. Got a bye week to continue that, and hopefully we come out of it better than we went in.
Coach, you talked about your new coaches and blending 4 on offense, 1 on defense. What is one of the biggest challenges when you have 4 new guys come into a system to believe in someone's plan of action?
As a leader, you have to be consistent in what you're allowing them to hear from you, and that consistency is something that I really believe in, and understanding what our process is and just sticking with it and believing in it. But you have to be consistent in your communication to your coaches. They have to hear the same things over and over and over again, and I think that's what creates belief. And then they got to see it. I think they see us and our program, understand what that process is, and we're able to execute it on a day-to-day basis. But hiring the right people, getting people first and then coaches second. I think one thing about a staff is just making sure you have the right people on board.
Well, there you hear it from the coach. Just like in your workplace, on the football field, you got to work together, and sounds like coaches definitely got some bright young men who are going to contribute to the Jaguars' football fortunes. Of course, as we told you earlier, this weekend coming is an open week, and so the Jaguars will be off. But coming back from that, we actually go up to Jackson to take on the Jackson State Tigers. So get your tickets, be in Mississippi Memorial Stadium as much as possible, and as always,
go Jags!